Thanks for joining, Laura.
Yeah, no problem. I apologize.
No problem. Okay, looks like we have quorum. I would like to call this meeting to order on Thursday, August 19th at 3:39 p.m. Roll call of members.
Co-Chair Barry,
Present.
Co-Chair Maniatis,
Present.
Committee Member Doug Tisdale,
Present.
Committee Member Laura Chrisman,
Present?
Committee Member Nancy Wyman is absent, and Committee Member Michael Robb is absent.
Okay, it does not look like we have any audience participation. Like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
So moved?
Second.
Second?
Everyone seconds.
Okay. Okay, aye.
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 Are there any items removed from the consent agenda?
There are none.
None. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting close. What are we at? 9 days away?
Huh?
Okay, very exciting. I'll let the city staff fill us in on any new news on their end.
Do you want to start with the leftover alcohol?
So we just need clarification. Well, I guess not clarification, but maybe logistics for the leftover alcohol. I assume we would want to auction it. But that's just my assumption. Nancy did email me her thoughts on that. So she's for auctioning it. I think that logistically, she thinks it might be too difficult to do it at the event. So I would leave that up to the committee's preference.
I agree. It's too hard to do at the event because we don't know if we're going to have any left over until the event's over.
To do it the day of, because we can't store it.
Yeah, that's true. We might have to do it the day of. I don't know that we can store it.
I move that we auction any leftover alcohol at the event approximately 1 hour before the conclusion of the event, i.e. 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, as the band takes one of their breaks during the process.
We could auction it based on, X amount per wine bottle, X amount per beer bottle or whatever. So if in the last hour a bunch gets drunk, the people aren't paying for more than is there.
More than they get.
Right.
Right.
So we just say the auction is for the going bid would be $10 for a bottle of wine and $5 for a beer and $5 for something else. And whatever those amounts get up to, then however much is left, that's what they pay.
Yeah, I mean, something such as that. I think we could be flexible in how we approach it, but the idea is, yes, that at the end of the evening, or we could even during the course of the event, because there's not going to be a lot of people bidding on this, right? At least I'm going to try
Just
to.
you, Doug.
I'm going to try to suppress the bidding. So what we could do is, when the band comes on, we can introduce them and tell people whatever's left over, we're going to auction off. And then during the break, remind them of that. And then when the band wraps up, say, okay, anybody who wants, stick around for 3 minutes and we will auction off whatever alcohol is left. We don't have to auction off anything else, Mr. Chairman, because that the city can keep and store. It's just the alcohol.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Everybody else?
Yep.
I second the motion to auction off the remaining alcohol in the final moments of the event.
Aye.
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 So our next update is that we got notice from the Cherry Hills Elementary choir teacher that they don't really have a choir since during COVID, they were all split up, so she only had individual students. The development since then is that no student signed up at her open house to perform at the event. So at this point, the only two performers that we have are St. Mary's and Ted Parks and the Busted Bones. So I wanted to check in with the committee about the event schedule and how, if we wanted to modify that at all. Right now, I think we have St. Mary's scheduled to play or to sing at 4:45, and they were going to sing for about 15 minutes. And we had the band scheduled for 5:30 to 7. So I wasn't sure if the committee wanted to extend the band and have them start at 5 and maybe take a break around 6. It sounds like that might be helpful for the announcements about, okay, in an hour, we'll be auctioning off alcohol.
My
so I'm-
recollection from the last meeting was you said they would prefer to, at no additional cost, to perform longer than shorter.
Yes,
So
that's correct.
doesn't this kind of work with that?
Yep.
We just
Yeah,
have them perform longer.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure with the committee, we were good with like 4:45, then we'd be starting St. Mary's and then the band starting at 5.
Yes,
Okay.
I concur.
And then, so we will update the program to reflect that. We are just finalizing all those times will really help. And then I would like to ask the committee for really a plea for help from the committee, because none of us are familiar with sound equipment. St. Mary's was hoping that to be able to use Cherry Hills Village Elementaries, they're not coming or providing sound equipment. I don't even know what questions to ask, but our one speaker and microphone set will be over here to make announcements on this side. So in terms of rentals or what they'll need, I'm not sure of, and I don't know what questions to ask, let alone how to set that up for them. So I was hoping there was somebody on the committee that might be more familiar with those systems that might be able to help us out with this.
Yeah, Emily, I can help you with that. That's no problem. I'm expert at that, so.
Excellent. I will send another email to St. Mary's then, connecting you, Dino, and me and their contact so that we'll be able to ask the right questions, I guess.
Of course.
Thank
What
you.
does the city, of course, what does the city have? What do you have with respect to equipment?
We have 2 speakers and a microphone, which are going to be in use already on this side for the time capsule dedication and to be able to make announcements on this side. So for Allen Hutto, we don't have anything else available.
Okay,
Dino,
yeah.
a suggestion, Dino. Could we
Yes.
perhaps check with we check with Cherry Hills Elementary and say, well, you can't be there, but gosh, would you mind terribly if we borrowed your sound equipment just for the performance? Let's see how neighborly they truly are.
Sure.
I
sure.
wouldn't
Let me
hold
do-
your breath on that, Doug.
Yeah,
Not that they're
I'm
not
not.
neighborly, but I'm not comfortable even asking them that, because that will just flip them out. But a group that might help, and I don't know if they're in the middle of any kind of rezoning right now, so you guys would have to check. But the Church of the Nazarene, they've got
Wow.
equipment coming out their ears.
Wow. I love
But
that.
if they're in the middle of something, they're in the middle of something, so you can't ask them. But if they're not in the middle of something, then you can ask them. I just don't know.
Yeah,
And we-
in other words, I think what Mayor Chrisman is asking, are there any current pending or anticipated applications by First Naz relative to anything with the city?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is an ongoing issue with Denver First Church.
Then,
Never mind.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
Sorry.
So,
yeah, no, it was a great idea, Laura. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
so let me ask you this, what is it that I guess we need to determine what St. Mary's needs, but could the band have what they need and would be willing to allow them to amplify themselves through the band's equipment so that we don't have to do some sort, either having two pieces of audio equipment or do a changeover. Can we just streamline it?
Yeah, I think if we politely ask them and conjoin that with, geez, we really want you to perform longer, but oh, by the way, would you be able to let these nice young ladies from St. Mary's Academy High School in Samarak sing? They're all good singers. They're all professionals in terms of how they're trained and so forth. So it's not like they're going to be beating up your equipment. These are not grade school kids. How does that sound? That's probably a good option for Dino to pursue.
Yeah, and I think that is the best option. It's the most efficient option, and I can't imagine that the band would have any issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think,
particularly since they're not little kids.
and they're just singing what, 4 songs, I think?
Probably
I think it's
2
3
or
or
3
4.
songs.
I
Yeah.
just, to be quite frank, I don't know how you amplify a choir. I know the band has 1 microphone. My assumption would be they would need more microphones than that around them, but I don't know that.
How large is
But
the
I
choir?
think I don't know.
Let's assume it's 10 people. We could get away with 2 microphones if
Yes.
if needed to.
Yes.
2 directional microphones. That's all we would need.
Right. I agree with you. I've seen them perform before. I had 3 daughters in Samarak, and typically they had, actually, I think typically they had 3 mics, but I know they can get by with 2 because there probably will be no more than 10 young ladies participating.
And if worse comes to worse, we get by with 1 mic, directional mic. I mean, it's better than not performing
I agree.
with a mic.
And I can bring mics too, if need be. Depends on, what Ted and the Busted Bones, what their setup is, and if they can accommodate another microphone or 2. And if they have a mixer, I'm sure they can.
Yeah.
So I don't think it should be that big of a deal.
So
Okay.
should Dino connect with Ted and the Busted Bones and just figure that piece out?
No, I have to reach out to them to change the time anyway, so I can ask them that, but I'll reach out to St. Mary's at the same time and confirm with them that that's what they would hope for, or the number of microphones, or if they need anything else, and find out what we can get from the band. And then Dino, I can let you know, like, if we need 2 more microphones or something, but the band has a mixer already, and fill you in on that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Let me know.
Okay.
That's a good plan.
I like
Can
it.
I ask a quick logistical question? Do you want to put the auction on your welcome program in our time frame?
Trying to pull the program up.
Maybe.
Not a bad idea. I agree with that. Just say at
6 p.m.
6:50 is because they're going to end at 7. So say 6:50, or maybe you say at 7. I don't care. But in any event, at the end of the program, say, following the band,
Yeah,
we will auction off any alcohol remaining.
that works. Because the band's gonna want to do their last song, their last, track, and then everybody can meander over back to the bar.
Yep.
And then for the auction.
Okay, so you said put that at 6:50 and say following the band? Okay.
Yes. Auction of alcohol following band. I mean, you can phrase it some other way, but, stick around for auction of any remaining alcohol after the band finishes.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool.
Run a show.
Run a show.
Doug, I wanted to ask, I know that you are going to be doing the dedication over here and emceeing over here, would you also be willing to head over to the Allen Hutto Memorial Commons and do a brief introduction of St. Mary's and then of the band as well, since
Oh, I'd be happy to do that. Are you kidding? Yeah.
you're excellent at that? Okay.
Yeah. As I often say, you know, I would do that at the drop of a hat. In fact, you don't even need the hat.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So do you have your a script, Doug, ready to go so that we can insert all that into the run of show, or at least? You know,
No, I don't have the script ready to go. I have the script outlined,
Okay.
but and I will, you know, within the next week have the script ready, and I'll circulate it for everyone. Because among others, I've got to make sure that the mayor knows what we're saying, because I want him to feel comfortable with all of it. But yes, I'll have that. I'll probably be able to focus on it on Wednesday. I'm pretty much booked solid until then, but I can do it, and it's not hard. I'm probably down to my last 200 templates on speeches like this. So.
Okay. Yeah. So if you can finish that up Wednesday, next Thursday, can we all meet our final meeting and we can go through the run of show just over in this meeting format? And then on Friday, after we set up, it'd be nice to actually walk through the event front to back.
Yeah.
So would anyone on the committee be able to take a stab at creating a run of show? Because that's not typically something that, well, it's just not something we've done for other events. So I don't really know what you're looking for.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, how about I can come up with the framework of it, and then you know, I don't know if I can just I send it to Doug and then you add some stuff into it, or
yeah, that's actually the easiest way. If you want to send it to me, I cut and paste, plug in where we actually have speaking parts, and then we can circulate that. But you know, and it's a very simple run of show. I mean,
yeah, exactly. There's not much to it.
3 o'clock event starts, 4 o'clock time capsule dedication ceremony, and then just leave a blank there, and I'll plug all that stuff in. 5:45 music by St. Mary's Academy. I'm sorry, 4:45 music by St. Mary's Academy. 5 o'clock music by, I keep forgetting the name of the band. Say it again.
Ted Parks and the Busted Bones.
Okay. Ted and the Busted Bones. Okay.
They have a website you can pull up.
Good. Okay.
So I can create the framework, and then Doug and I can just go back and forth and just kind of refine it a little bit so that it's ready for us to all review and go through it next Thursday's meeting. I also want to create kind of an operational event timeline, which really talks about, you know, what time we all get there, what our positions are, who's going to be where, when, who's at the welcome table, who's at, you know, who's where, and then pack out what that looks like, who's contributing to that, just all the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's excellent.
And I'll submit that to the city staff, and then you guys can distribute it.
Okay.
So yeah, and then we'll figure out a meeting time for next Thursday. Hopefully everybody can be on that call. That's our most important one of the whole deal, I believe. And then we're ready to set up on Friday.
Yep.
All right, anything else in your list here, guys?
Sorry, I flipped my page. The hallway display is the last thing that we have in the staff memo.
Yeah.
The what, sorry?
The hallway display.
The photo display. This is
Yeah,
the
the
big
photo
deal.
display.
Right.
So if there are any updates for that, the last we spoke, we were going to try to get that onto the August 31st city council meeting agenda, which would mean packets on the 23rd.
So we were hoping that Dino might have some better information and numbers now, so we kind
I
of know
do.
what we're doing.
Oh, I do, and I appreciate it. So, and thanks for going over that with me recently, Jessica. So I think with the conversations that I've had and the time and the cost that it will require to print and mount and do everything, we weren't far off in the $5,000 to $6,000 range. But I think because it's better to ask for a little bit more, perhaps we can go with 7,500 to request from council. And that should be able to cover both the hall display and the timeline.
You guys, it's just asking council. They can either say yes or no.
True. Dino, I know, and I think Mayor Chrisman would second this observation. I know council, they're going to want to have some detail. And I think it's fine to say, we have priced it. Here are the quotes we have received. Here's what they add up to. And if it adds up to $5,680, then you say, and we would like to have 20% as a contingency fund. It gets up there. I think if we just went in and said, we know it's going to be between 5 and 6. We'd like to ask for 7,500, and of course we won't spend what we don't spend. But I think council's going to want to have something a little more detailed.
Sure.
Well, that
that's
certainly
fine.
never hurts. Certainly
No,
never.
that, of course. Well, then I will coordinate the library, History Colorado, the lab, the graphic designer, and I will each have them put a bid together. That's probably not going to happen before next weekend, however, but I'm happy to do it. But it will require some time in order to get some more precise, a precise bid from everyone. It's not just one person, but I did the collective math on everything and what they've charged in the past, what they've charged us in the past, what the licensing costs. So we're not terribly far off. But if you think that helps the case, then of course I'm happy to take the time to do that, although it will require some time to do so.
Well, you guys, would that put us into October? Because
yes, we
I
can't
don't
do a
know.
September council session with Quincy Farm on the
Right.
agenda for the 21st. So we'd have to push it to the first meeting in October, which would be October 5th.
Yeah, which actually, you guys, what difference does it make? It's about the history of Colorado, of our village, So what's another month and a half?
Yeah, so that gives us, October 5th gives us packets by September 27th.
Okay, so what is the deadline then where you would require these bids?
If we're pushing it to the October 5th council session, it would be September 27th.
27th, okay. The timeline display, the graphic design work on that should be completed by the end of the week. We've gone over that and we've done a full bleed. We've changed the backgrounds, imported all the fonts. There's been a lot of work done on it already, and that should be completed by the end, like I said, the end of this week.
Because right now we don't have any money.
May I suggest, Mr. Chairman, that perhaps what we could do, and I agree completely with the notion of saying let's ask for the money in October, perhaps we could be on the agenda for, I think you said it's the August 30 meeting, and just give a status report. It'll give us a chance to say, oh, hey, we had a great event on the 28th. It was exciting. Everybody loved it, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see you again in the first meeting in October to talk about the final numbers that we put together for the photographic exhibit, because we're going to come back to council and ask for a supplemental appropriation at that time, just to give them a heads up that we're coming back.
I think that's great.
What day,
It's an
what day was
excellent
that on,
idea.
sorry? What would the date be on that?
That's at the council meeting on August 30.
August 30.
So we give
31st.
Is it
them,
30 or 31st?
It's the 31st.
31st, Doug.
yeah, whatever it, I don't remember, but as I recall, it's a date that I have an RTD board meeting, so I can't be there. But to give,
I am going to be there on another issue, but I'm happy to sit down and then stand up as part of the anniversary committee as well. So
Yeah, you can do it during the board's and
Yeah.
commission report.
So Laura, there's its own section that you can speak in, and then it'll be clear that it's separate from the other topic you're speaking on too.
yes,
right.
And you'll get more time.
There you go.
Perfect.
That'd be great. Thank you, Laura.
No problem.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, no point in making you guys go if I'm going to be there anyway.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I love it. Yes, well done.
Okay.
So that is the update on the hall display.
Thank you for everybody for their work on that. Thank you, Dino.
That is all we have as far as our task list.
So quick question, Jessica, did you ever end up sending me the Illustrator, the Adobe file of the invitation or the program? I think there was an email where the designer was supposed to send it to me, but I don't think I ever received it.
I didn't think we had it in Illustrator.
We don't
I thought
have
that
it
was
in
the
Illustrator.
problem.
Yeah, she sent it to me in PDF. I think I sent you the invitation, but not the program.
Right, I just need it in something other than PDF because I need to break it apart.
Okay,
So-
I sent you something. I'll go back through my email and find what I sent you. I wasn't able to open it since I don't have that software, so I will just forward it to you again.
Yeah, Photoshop is fine.
Okay,
Yeah. Because I'm gonna make all the signage based off of using the same design.
gotcha. Yes, I'll resend it.
Thank you.
Sure.
What
Just
else?
as a reminder, what time are we supposed to be there on the 27th to set up? 3 o'clock?
27th, we have, the 27th is Friday, we have 9 o'clock.
You
9
have
a.m.
9
Oh,
to
boy,
1.
I would have been really late.
One.
Oh, cool. You guys did a great job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Friday is
Can
from 9
someone
to
send me a
1.
reminder on that? Okay.
Yes,
9 to 1.
And then you wanted us there early on Friday, so please send, for
Saturday.
setup. Or Saturday, excuse me. You want us there on Saturday as well until like 2 or something. And then, I need all of that and I didn't put it in my calendar. So if someone would send that to me, that'd be good. Because rest assured, I will not show up on time, even if it is in my calendar. So,
Right. Saturday morning.
Yeah, we talked about on Saturday morning kind of being there. I think we talked about 9 till 11 or 12, and then all going home and getting refreshed before
Right.
showing up, at 2 or what have you before the event.
Yeah.
So can everybody do 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 26th for our final Zoom meeting, final prep, buttoning up everything, going through the run of show prior to us meeting in person on Friday at 9 a.m. at the park.
so is that another Zoom meeting or is that in person at the City Hall?
I was thinking Zoom.
We could Zoom that because it's just talking. And could we make it 9:30? Would that be all right?
Yes, for me.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't have anything that Thursday.
Yeah, 9:30 works.
Okay. Great. Okay, so to recap between now and then, Doug and I will work on the run of show, and I will work on the event timeline and the signage, and we'll have all 3 of those items over to the city staff to distribute to the committee for us all to review on the 26th via Zoom. And then on Friday, the 27th, we are all going to be at the park at 9 a.m. in our tennis shoes and ready to do some preliminary setup, and making sure we like how the flow, everything's going to look and feel. put everything out that we can put out, stage everything that we cannot put out. And then I believe we had talked about like a 9 a.m. till 11 or 9 a.m. till 12 on Saturday, the 28th. Again, just the final setup day of, at which time we will go home, get refreshed, come back looking sharp. I would say 2 p.m. everybody back in position for a 3 p.m. event start.
Staff had 10 a.m. on our calendars for Saturday.
Okay, maybe that was 10 till 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put
That's
that on
what
my
I had to
calendar.
do.
Okay, sorry, I didn't put it on my calendar. I was just trying to remember. Okay, so
10 to 12 Saturday, 2 o'clock on Saturday.
10 till 12. Okay, and then I would say just if you want to put it on your calendar too, to actually be at the park from 2 p.m. until, I don't know, 8 or 9, depends on how, pack out goes and if we're all having a good time and hanging out or not.
Yep. 10 to 12, 2 to 8.
Of course, we're all going to Doug's house after the event because he got all that wine.
Well,
He'll have all the
That's fine.
alcohol.
Doug's is after party.
he's going to be the highest bidder on his own auction. So he'll have all that booze.
Yeah, Doug will plan on that.
Yeah.
There you
After
go.
party at Doug's house.
After
you go.
party.
Just bring whatever ice cream's left over.
That's
You're
right.
gonna have a pipe for each of us?
Yeah, you bet. Are you kidding?
Can't wait.
I've lost count on how many pipes I have. Yeah.
Okay, that all sounds good. Does anybody have anything else to discuss at this time?
Nothing from staff.
Okay, everybody, thank you. The final home stretch. Looking forward to this event. One quick note. The Cherry Hills Land Preserve is throwing the first ever village lawn party on September 11th from 3 till 7 p.m. I'm sure you all have heard of it, seen of it, all that good stuff. Doug has graciously offered to help out. We're going to be doing an auction of some delicious Epic Estate wines. We're also going to be doing a little bit of a paddle raise to try and raise some funds for the Quincy Farm project or plan. And if all of you have not yet, we would love for you all to attend. Tickets are available on the website. So please jump on there and grab your tickets or tell your friends about it. Love to see you there. It is only 200 tickets maximum. So it should be a kind of a little exclusive event and should be really fun.
Very cool.
All right, all right. It is August 19th at 4:12 p.m. Looks like we'll call this meeting adjourned.
Thank you all very much.
Thank
Well done.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in a few days.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See ya.